on to 5th position in the Oldsmobile. But the real battle is still up front as they close in on the slower cars. That's Steve Millen in 75, and Brassfield again making a bid to take over that lead in the Oldsmobile. Cannot get the job done. He falls back behind Millen as they come onto the front straightaway once again.
And such a risky thing to do. But look at Steve Millen now. Snakes all the way down this front straight, and Brassfield has a little poke down the inside. Realizes he's not close enough. He can't get the job done here. Steve Millen still just about hangs on to this lead.
Meanwhile, Derek, while Millen and Brassfield have been battling, Robbie Gordon has suddenly closed in and is about to make it a 3-car battle for first place. So some great racing here in the early going of this Exxon Supreme Series event at Portland International Raceway as Steve Millen has the lead and Darren Brassfield is second in the Oldsmobile. We're glad you could. Bob Jenkins, Derek Daly, Marty Reed, and Rick DeBrule back at Portland International Raceway and Exxon Supreme competition. The battle for the front continues. Steve Millen still has the advantage. Right there in second position, challenging is Darren Brassfield, and Darren, the pole sitter, once again moves to the inside at the end of the main straightaway going into the festival turn, but he cannot take the lead away. We might mention that these festival corners are concrete. Of course, the rest of the track is asphalt, and here is Brassfield once again, and he's going to do it. Brassfield has the lead.
And this was turn 4, heavy braking. He got down the inside. Steve Millen realized that the corner was gone. He wasn't able to challenge. So now Brassfield takes over, clips the curve, but he is much faster, much deeper in the braking area than Steve Millen was, and has a big advantage. Remember again, this is the purpose-built GTS car. Both of these leading cars, first and second, are transaxle cars. The gearbox is in the back of the car with the differential and the axle, the rear axle.
Darren Brassfield in his 3rd full season with Rocket Sports has 5 top 4 finishes in 6 races in the 1992 season. Is certainly a very versatile driver, having competed in these kind of cars, also Indy cars and Winston Cup. Now let's go back, Derek, and take a look at how he got the lead and do a little bit of examination here.
Well, we said earlier that Steve Millen was not fast through the complex at the festival turns. That's where Brassfield got the run on him. And on the way up to turn 4, he was already positioned down the inside to take advantage under braking. Once he got inside Steve Millen, that's it. It was all over.
Now he begins to pull away from Millen just a little bit. He has a little bit of slower traffic to contend with, but makes quick work of that back marker. And Brassfield continues to hang on to the lead, looking for an advantage over Steve Millen there in the Nissan.
Darren Brassfield set the fastest lap of the race at Laguna Seca last week. However, he did retire, as you mentioned earlier, with gearbox problems. Now, Robbie Gordon has been watching everything that's been going on up ahead of him, and he's slowly closing down on Steve Millen. Robbie Gordon, this is the 4-cylinder turbocharged Mustang that Gordon is in. We haven't seen him very much, but when we do see him, he is always spectacular.
And back now of Robbie Gordon is Jeremy Dale in the other Nissan. He finds himself in 4th position, and then Paul Gentilozzi is in 5th spot in the Oldsmobile. So indeed, an Oldsmobile and Nissan battle with a Ford driven by Robbie Gordon thrown in.
And look at Gordon. He is creeping ever much closer to the 2nd place car. That is the Nissan. This is the GTO leader. This is Irv Hare. There are 3 Rocket Sports cars in this race. 2 GTS, 1 GTO, and Irv Hare leading Les Lindley, who's in the yellow Camaro. We'll see him in a minute. And of course, our skiing friend, Phil Mayer, 3rd in the GTO class.
Irv Hare, the 1986 and 87 All-American Challenge Series champion, leading the GTO standings. And of course, the All-American Challenge Series is what is now called GTO in IMSA competition.
Irv Hare originally was to contest the GTS championship, but in the early races of the year, Irv Hare got no points because he happened to be in the wrong car at the wrong time. Hence, they changed to the GTO championship in an attempt to actually win a championship rather than just have individual race wins. We can see there that he's already had 2 GTO wins this season, New Orleans and Laguna Seca last week.
He is in his 2nd year with the Rocket Sports team, one of the most successful drivers in recent Trans Am history. He and Darren Brassfield are the only drivers in Trans Am history to win over $100,000 in 2 different seasons. And there's takes a car off of the corner. That's Amos Johnson, car number 71.
Amos Johnson, so many years we saw him successful driving Mazdas. Now he's changed brand names, but Amos Johnson got it wrong at the chicane, and it looks as if the engine is stalled in that car because we don't see him trying to get it into gear and get out of the way. Meanwhile, back with the leading group.
Darren Brasfield hangs on to the lead. He took the advantage from Steve Millen a few laps ago and is now beginning to pull away.
I mentioned earlier, this is a state-of-the-art GTS car. It's a transaxle car. It's lighter, stronger, stiffer, aerodynamically better than the GTS car that his team leader, Paul Gentilozzi, is running. This car potentially is faster. They will have two of these new cars sometime in August, but Darren Brasfield is showing just how much better this Oldsmobile is over team leaders Paul Gentilozzi's.
Brasfield beginning to work his way through some of the slower cars down here at the end of the straightaway. And let's go to the pit road and Marty Reed.
Well, guys, talking to Lee White before the race, the one thing he was always concerned about this weekend was the transmission. He felt like that could be their Achilles heel. So far, everything's working well, but that's the one part that they have not really been able to test very much in that car. Something that we'll have to keep our eyes on.
Lee White, of course, is a team manager for Rocket Sports, having worked many years with Jack Roush. Darren Brasfield is the leader of this GTS competition here at Portland International Raceway. Running second is Steve Millen.
Steve Millen slides down the inside of one of the GTU cars.
And we'll take a look at the leader in GTU competition. It is John Fergus there, the number 0 Dodge Daytona.
John Fergus and Don Walker. Don Walker, native of Portland here, teammates running 1-2, having a great event here. John Fergus, of course, has been so successful in the past. He's the current GTU champion.
And his teammate Don Walker is running in second position in the GTU standings here in the early going of this 1-hour event.
We see Amos Johnson's car is still there. I'm sure they're going to have to make a move, try and get that car out of there, because it is in a dangerous position if somebody else gets it wrong under acceleration exit, that very slow left-hander at the festival turns.
John Fergus is the defending winner here in GTU competition. And an amazing record he has in the IMSA competition, having never finished outside the top 10.
And in fact, at GTO, Bob, 22 races he's done. He's actually won 10 of them. That is a phenomenal win percentage. So John Fergus showing the type of talent that he has. And now with these Dodge Daytonas, of course, what a driver needs is a car to be able to show the talents. That's what he has in these Dodge Daytonas. Look at Don Walker, though. He's making him work very hard for his afternoon.
Fergus is fifth, but make that fourth in the point standings in GTU competition going into this event, trailing David Loring and Butch Leitzinger and Bob Leitzinger.
He won last year here. Fergus, he did win last year. There we go. It's a yellow flag, full course yellow, so that must be obviously to go collect the 71 car, which is Amos Johnson's.
Full course caution here at Portland International Raceway for the first time in this Exxon Supreme competition. There is Amos Johnson's car that is stalled just off the race course and in a dangerous position, and so they will throw the caution flag and retrieve that car. Then we'll go back to racing. We're at Portland International Raceway, back at Portland, and a great battle going on behind the leader, Darren Brasfield. Second, third, fourth, and fifth running right together on the racetrack.
And this really is a great battle. Steve Millen tried for so long to get by Robbie Gordon, eventually did it, and Paul Gentilozzi was creeping closer to this battle all the time, and now he has pounced and made his first big move of the day, because now he's in the top 3.
Robbie Gordon dropping from second back to fourth position in just a lap. Now riding on Paul Gentilozzi's car. He's now third, behind Steve Millen in second and the leader Darren Brasfield.
Gentilozzi was not happy with his qualifying performance. He qualified third. They ran a